A very good evening once again. Welcome to UBC News Tonight, coming to you live from the Nile Avenue with me, Sharon Kyomugisha, and Mugalu Mohammed on sign language. In UBC News Tonight, President Yoweri Museveni has met with the families of the late Colonel Charles Okello Engola and the late Zebra Senyange, both victims of incidents involving errant Uganda People's Defense Forces soldiers. Colonel Engola, who served as the Minister of State for Labour, Employment and Industrial Relations, and Senyange, a former professional boxer, tragically lost their lives in separate incidents. The meeting took place at State House in Entebbe, and details follow.
President Museveni, in his capacity as Commander-in-Chief of the UPDF, invited the families of the late Colonel Engola and boxer Zebra Senyange to officially extend an apology on behalf of the army, acknowledging that the crimes were committed by its officers. Colonel Engola was fatally shot by his bodyguard, UPDF soldier Wilson Sabiti, on the morning of May 2nd, 2023, at his home in Chanja, a suburb of Kampala. Meanwhile, Zebra Senyange, a boxer, trainer and NRM mobilizer, was also killed by army officers on patrol in the early hours of December 30th, 2020, at his home in Waise-Kawempe Division. President Museveni once again conveyed his condolences to both families and extended financial support.
That's what I thought we could organize. So that is my side of trying to not compensate, but to support. Because you can't compensate life, but support.
During the meeting, the national leadership of born-again Christians from Lira district offered prayers emphasizing the importance of reconciliation and forgiveness as exemplified by Jesus on the cross. The late Engola's family was led by his brother, Sam Engola, who expressed gratitude to President Museveni for organizing such a significant meeting. He was accompanied by the widow, Miss Joyce Aikoru, other relatives and cultural leaders from the Otikokin clan.
We're really grateful to you. We want to thank God very much for you to think of our late brother, think of our family. He was a breadwinner.
The family of the late Zebra Senyange was represented by his son Isaac Senyange, along with his siblings and widow Mercy Mukankusi.
The sole breadwinner, and I also want to thank the President, sir, for the hope you rendered us as far as helping my sisters get to school through the State House program, and also the help that you sent over to my mom over 2021 and 2022. It really helped a lot because we are really in a vulnerable situation and condition. So
the Deputy Chief of Defense Forces, Lieutenant General Sam Okiding, represented the Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, at the event. Lieutenant General Okiding, on behalf of the UPDF, offered a sincere apology and condolences to the families of the victims. The families accepted the apology.
We admit there were tactical operational mistakes. As a result of that, we lost this Uganda and Senyange. Again, to the family, on behalf of UPDF, I stand here to say we are sorry. We ask for your forgiveness.
Your apology, and we welcome it with all the love. Although we cannot forget what happened, or the incidents that happened on the 29th of December 2020, we can forgive, and even right now, kind of shivering for this kind of occasion that has happened.
President Yoweri Museveni has expressed admiration for the energy and determination shown by a few individuals in Butembo and Palisade districts who have successfully transformed their small pieces of land into productive assets, improving both their livelihoods and their communities. This observation came during the President's visit to the Bukedi sub-region this week. Details follow.
On Thursday, President Yoweri Museveni visited Bukedde sub-region, making a stopover in Ladot village, Kadeswak Parish, Opeteta sub-county in Palisa district. Following a guided tour of Lukongo Cotton Company Limited, the President officially commissioned the facility. This company focuses on the production and processing of cassava starch, a development that has created numerous job opportunities. The presidential visit also included a tour of a livestock farm. This farm not only focuses on production, but also serves as a learning center and demonstration sites for the local population.
Our green integrated dairy value chain.
By the end of the day, President Museveni was impressed with the level of innovation and quality of work demonstrated by individuals who have embraced his message of making most work out of the small-scale farming.
It's more safe than? Yeah, this now takes much longer. And it's a minimum of 10 days to a farmer's home. Yeah, this one can take like 10 days in a farmer's home. Yes, this is more similar. Yes.
He pledged increased government support for such community game changers.
Said no, we should unite it and begin a new chapter of wealth creation.
In Bukedde, the president was invited by the minister in charge of science, innovation and technology, Dr. Monica Musenero, for a thank you celebration.
We now come up with tools which can rapidly transform communities because the mindset change takes a generation.
Robert Anyango, UBC News.
Ministers of State for Sports, Tourism and National Guidance flagged off the third edition of the MOURI Marathon in Kasese district. Participants from over 32 countries competed in the 5-kilometer, 10-kilometer, 21-kilometer and 42-kilometer races. The ministers themselves participated in the 5-kilometer and 10-kilometer races, expressing optimism that Kasese's growth is attracting significant international attention through such events, which also contribute to the district's revenue base. Over 3,000 participants attended the marathon.
If we look at the numbers of people who have made it here, I can guarantee you, I was told, there are over 10,000 people who have come. All the lodges, starting from Fort Photo up to Lubirizi, were fully booked. All the food, I was told that they had to bring in about 4 trucks of chicken, 4 trucks of sausages from Kampala. They were all eaten. The prices of Irish potatoes, I was told, also shot up from here. Now, that is the first point in terms of money which this marathon has brought to this area.
And I've gotten a big experience because now I've been interacting with people from different countries who have come to the Rotary, do tourism at the same time run, and we get the experience of interacting with those people and telling us the experience of the Rotary. One of those things that we have captured is that also they have been able to get interested in our area in terms of culture, the language, the way we live, our food, and the road network that is available.
Today, sports is not about leisure. It's about being serious and making money. And that's why I want to encourage the people of Rwenzori. They are all on high altitude. Purpose like came here to begin to sound the drum. Why are we not participating in athletics, for God's sake? It's my role, and it's the role of the ministry, it's the role of the local governments to begin to encourage our children. I want to say this, physical education and sports is compulsory in our schools, and it's part of our curriculum. So ours is entirely now to focus our mind, because the investment, government is beginning to invest into athletics, into sport. For instance, we send every municipality, every district, 40 million shillings as central government for sports and co-cultural activity. But the fundamental question is, do they do it?
I think the people have really benefited a lot. First of all, we have made some exercises. Secondly, some of the proceeds which will come out of this, we are going to we are going to plant trees to conserve the environment. And then the people of Kasese have made money, because everywhere you saw people selling something, but also the people are happy.
And I think with the local people supporting, we have seen many coming on the roads than before. At least this edition, we have had many on the road cheering people. And we think the next edition will be marvelous and everyone will participate. We want to thank the organizers and UBC for covering us up, and the rest of those who have participated. We welcome them here, and we hope they will be here for the rest of the time, enjoying Kasese, Rwenzori, and Uganda at large.
Under the program of Youth Meet, which has given first lift to Kasese, and of course, we were in the same cluster, Hoima, Kasese, and Fort Portal. So the same contractor, and amazing work done. So we believe that the next phase of Youth Meet will give us more mileage to the cities and municipalities.
And most importantly, the certification of this marathon, because now you can qualify here and go and participate in any international championship. So this is the difference between the first two editions and this one. So I think this is good. It's been of great benefit to the local communities. So I want to thank the participants. I want to encourage others, please come for the next edition, but don't wait for it. Come anytime in Kasese. You can hike the Rwenzori, you can go to Queen Elizabeth, you can see the Equator Monument, you can go, there are so many attractions around this place. Take some time off. The entrance to the parks is very cheap. All the parks in this area are less than 20,000 shillings for a Ugandan or East African, really. What excuse would you have not to travel?
The first marathon, and they left here 3 billion, but now we must have got around 2,000 runners. So multiply that by around 4. Around more than 10 billion will be left here. So people have made money.
Feminists are celebrating the increasing enrollment of women in the legal profession, a development that has improved accessibility to justice and legal services for all. The first Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for East African Affairs, Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga, was launching FEDA Uganda Book Club and also unveiled her book, Pathway to Greatness, an inspirational work dedicated to the youth.
And up to welcome our guests.
In the past, it was uncommon for women to pursue careers in law and related fields due to prevailing stereotypes and societal mindsets. This exclusion created a significant barrier to their access to legal services, resulting in an imbalance in the expression of their rights. However, this changed in 1974 with the establishment of the Uganda Association of Women Lawyers, a feminist organization dedicated to advancing women's rights and access to legal services.
Over time, we realized that women were not getting justice. They don't know much about the law. So I started doing research. Yes, I became the president of FEDA at some stage. Then I started doing research, and I found that in Kenya, there was what they call Kituo cha Sheria. So I took a trip to Kenya. So I told him, we have this need in Uganda. There are no legal services in the country. What do we do? So he gave me a few tips. So I came back and told my colleagues, there's something we need to do as women lawyers to uplift the standards and welfare for the women of Uganda. So we started, of course we had no money. We called Mrs. National Council of Women. Said, here we are, you are doing a lot of work for the women, but we have a deficiency in the legal area, and we want to fill that gap.
Over the years, many women have successfully entered the legal profession. One notable figure is Right Honorable Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga, whose contributions to the legal field and the country at large are widely celebrated.
Because I was a woman, people are not sure, men are used to underhand dealings and so on. So they found it difficult to propose such things to me. So I continued getting just ordinary clients. Occasionally I would get a few corporations. So that's how it started.
Speaking to feminists at the FEDA Uganda offices in Ntinda for the launch of the FEDA Uganda Book Club, Kadaga expressed her appreciation for the increasing number of women entering the legal and judicial fields.
We would volunteer time, each of us. So we'd say, okay, I'll go and sit there from morning up to lunchtime. Another person comes to take up duty in the afternoon. from Monday to Friday, so that there was always somebody there. So eventually we said, let's make this formal. And we thought we should, this was now 1988, we thought we should have a big launch. So in the week of International Women's Day, we invited the Chief Justice, Justice Wambuzi, to come and launch the first legal aid clinic, the first in Uganda, by the way.
At the same event, Kadaga unveiled her book Pathway to Greatness, which serves as an inspiration to the youth.
Our next book review in
Later, panelists including Lady Justice Victoria Katamba, Councillors Raika Mirembe and Ruth Chitamirike discussed the author's work, praising it as a transformative gift for future generations.
Of all the people the book would have been dedicated to, there is a whole sentence that emphasizes why this book should be dedicated to young people.
I thought I was going to read of your, birth and where you were born in Kamuli, but you definitely chose a very different style that is relevant to the times today.
Protection, and it takes me back to something I read in your book, and it's going to come to your question, where you said that when you prepare yourself, people are going to show up for you.
I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.
Now, in more stories, President Yoweri Museveni has invited business partners and investors from the Netherlands to visit Uganda and explore the unique opportunities the country offers. This message was shared by Balaam Bargahara, the Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, at the 7th Uganda-Netherlands Business Convention in Amsterdam. Take a look.
The Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, Dr. Balaam Bargahara, is leading a Ugandan delegation to the Netherlands on a 6-day development tour. The goal is to meet with development partners, think tanks, and visionaries. During the visit, Minister Balaam met Dr. Julian Midlof, the Ambassador at Large for Youth Affairs from the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
And we hope you'll come back soon.
Yes.
And we hope that you will be coming soon again to Uganda.
Yes.
To. And
thank you so much.
He thanked the Dutch government for its financial support to Uganda.
Excellency, I invite you to Uganda.
Yes.
Come and learn more about Uganda, not only Kampala. And when I go back, I'll also visit Frederica.
Yeah, that's true.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
There's another program that is very important. It's called...
At the 7th Uganda-Netherlands Business Convention in Amsterdam, Balaam, speaking on behalf of President Yoweri Museveni, emphasized Uganda's readiness to welcome more investors.
This event highlights our long-standing relationship with the Dutch in other sectors, more especially education, exchange programs, and now in agriculture.
Bargahara also highlighted Uganda's wealth in raw materials, skilled workforce and strategic location for regional trade.
I thank the Dutch government for the support over years they have extended to us, especially to the youth sector, where over 100 million euros is given to Uganda through donation for youth empowerment and employment. This is a game changer. We need more.
He committed that investing in agriculture, education and industrialization in Uganda would be a wise decision for global investors.
Uganda can be Netherlands. Let us work closely with these countries. Let us improve our relations in trade, in investment, in technology, in research, in solar technology and all kinds of technologies. They are far above us, but we are also a young nation with a dynamic and young people who are willing to adopt and learn.
Bargahara is accompanied by Jenny Bareche, the State House Comptroller, Miriam Blacksaw, the Ambassador of Uganda to Brussels, Deputy Ambassador Beatrice Maneno, and other officials.
We shall emphasize and make sure we make the best legislation that will favor our country. For this partnership, not only to sit here and speak English, but to implement.
Yes, my name is Miriam Black. I'm Uganda's ambassador to the Benelux countries, which is Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and the EU. And we have been here for the last 3 days for the UNBC, the Uganda-Netherlands Business Convention in Amsterdam. And it's the 7th, and I don't know whether it's a magical number, but it was the best convention that I've ever attended out of the 7.
When we speak of a revolution, it is not intended that it starts today and ends tomorrow. We want to be planting the seed today, and we want to empower you with our presence and exposure that we do have in the Netherlands.
Thank you so much for imparting knowledge into us, mostly agriculture, value addition, the technologies that you use, on small pieces of land. Majorly, this is a program that the president promotes in our country, because most of the farmers in Uganda don't have big chunks of land to farm. So he said, please go and pick knowledge from there. How do they do it on a small piece of land?
From the time I came here, I knew nothing. While I was in Uganda, I thought I knew everything. But when I came here and moved around the farms, the field farms that we have gone, I have learned a lot.
They shared with us, they gave us the working tools, they gave us the working tips, and indeed, we have take-homes. We have benchmarked what they are providing, and whatever we are benchmarking, we shall try to implement it as a country.
The tour will end on Sunday, 25th August 2024, with a football competition. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Robert Onyango. Women who have lost hope of having children, believing they're barren, are encouraged to explore and trust the process of assisted reproduction. Ugandan High Commissioner to India, Professor Joyce Kakuramatsi Kafunda, shares her personal journey in her book, Triumph Over Adversity, which she uses as a platform to speak for the voiceless. The adversity of childlessness, often considered a taboo topic, is rarely discussed openly. Take a look.
The Minister of State for Foreign Affairs in charge of regional cooperation, John Mulimba, has officially launched the autobiography of the Ugandan High Commissioner to India, Professor Joyce Kakuramatsi Kikafunda, at the Serena Hotel in Kampala. The book, titled Triumph Over Adversity, chronicles the extraordinary life journey of Professor Kakuramatsi. Mulimba highlighted the author's vivid recollection of events, likening it to a black box that captures everything as it happens in her life. He praised Professor Kakuramatsi for her self-actualization and resilience in the face of cultural challenges that often confine women.
For having started the resistance early. In the book I noticed positive and proactive stubbornness. Positive and proactive stubbornness. I have refused to do this, I will do this. But she was very clever with insurance. What was the insurance? Her head.
Professor Joyce Kakuramatsi Kikafunda began writing this book 3.5 years ago. One of her key themes is the possibility of achieving great things, even from a humble background. She places particular emphasis on the adversity of childlessness, a topic she notes is often avoided in conversation. However, through education and perseverance, she has overcome many challenges. Thanks to assisted reproduction, Professor Kakuramatsi was able to have children in her late 50s.
In childlessness, because it is a taboo topic in most African cultures, it is a problem that affects many women, but they suffer in silence and they are mistreated. Education, in the book I mentioned the role of education. If you are educated, you manage just like I managed myself. I continue doing my work, but I still did not give up. That's an important thing. I kept pursuing medical help until I got it.
An obstetrician and reproductive health specialist from the in vitro fertilization IVF clinic, Dr. Tamale Sali, explained that Professor Joyce is among the 330 patients who have successfully had children after the age of 50 through IVF.
I've got so many adopted children, but they are not mine. She wanted to feel that motherhood, you know. So look, to go and deliver a baby herself. For first attempt, she became pregnant. I looked after her pregnancy. I delivered, I did cesarean section.
Various speakers, including professors from the Department of Food Technology and Nutrition at Macquarie University, which was founded by Professor Kakuramatsi, spoke about the book and her life.
It exposes the emotional scars she had hidden from the public for some time. With the help of God, she conquered that.
The thing that captivated me was her love for literature, which some of us didn't know, that she loved the literature.
I'm Navka Farida and Michael Bakablindi, in Kampala.
The 9th edition of the Uganda Public and Private Technical Vocational and Farm Institutes Championship 2024 has opened in Kabiramaido district. The State Minister for Teso Affairs, Dr. Kenneth Obote Ongalo, flagged off the week-long championships hosted by Kabiramaido Technical Institute. Take a look.
The State Minister for Teso Affairs, Dr. Kenneth Obote Ongalo, has flagged the 9th edition of the Uganda Public and Private Technical Vocational and Farm Institutes Championships, hosted by Kabiramaido Government Technical Institute, Kabiramaido District, Teso Sub-Region. The 2024 championships have registered an increase from 11 pioneer institutions during the first edition to 39.
First of all, I thank Ministry of Education for integrating sports to this extent in the curriculum of our schools. But I think more should be done. I think like the countries that are producing world-class athletes do, sports must be a part of the curriculum right from the beginning of the term.
The event organizers, led by the Commissioner, Physical Education and Sports with the Ministry of Education, Reverend Canon Dr. Duncan Mugumya, highlighted the significance of the games in as far as forging unity among the students is concerned.
There should be no budget. Every principal should make sure that the budget is approved by Ministry of Education and Sports. And this budget should have a line for sports, period. We want to make sure we fight leaders who are using mercenaries.
We have registered a lot of successes with 1,500 participants. The challenges we have always had is less participation of institutions, but this time they have increased and private institutions have also come on board. We want to thank the Ministry of Education for the assistance, financially and technical support they give.
And as we talk, we now have a scope of 8, but we are planning to go to 9 without counting cross-country as an independent discipline.
The hosts, led by the Kabiramaido Technical Principal, Dr. Oluge Christopher Ocham, and Kabiramaido LC5 Chairman, Victor Ekesu, said that Kabiramaido will not be the same after hosting such a national event.
It is a great achievement for us. But hosting these games makes us known to the whole of Uganda.
It's going to be an effect left behind here. At the end of this event, people will take sports a little bit more seriously.
Over 1,500 students from the 39 institutions are participating in this year's event. I'm Nafka Farida and Juko Collins.
In more stories, a magistrate's court in Chenjojo district has sentenced a police officer to 4 years in prison for stealing government drugs.
The court heard that on September 28, 2023, Yusuf Kule Katuramu, the officer in charge of Chenjojo Police Health Center 2, abused his position to gain access to government drugs. Working closely with another convict, Bwambali Tom, Katuramu was involved in the theft and illegal sale of these drugs. During the prosecution led by Chief Magistrate Gloria Achiba Nimungu, Senior State Attorney Joel Kakuru informed the court that the stolen drugs, which included anti-malaria medication, ARVs, HIV and malaria test strips, and hepatitis B drugs, deprived 679 citizens of essential treatment.
Were denied access to those drugs by the action of this convict. These were also denied their right to medication.
According to the law, such acts can attract a punishment of up to 10 years in prison. Joel Kakuru, the senior state attorney, urged the court to impose a 7-year sentence on the convict to send a strong message to others involved in similar crimes.
The government uses human capital through the death Ugandans who would have benefited from these drugs who died because people such as this convict have stolen their drugs.
However, the convict's lawyer, Samuel Dusave, requested the court to consider his client's health condition in old age, as well as the fact that he was a first-time offender in determining a fair sentence. The court accepted this plea and sentenced him to 4 years in prison.
In reply and mitigation, counsel for the accused submitted by the convict is a 59-year-old civil servant with sick leave with many children, and we pray to court to give a non-custodial sentence. Considering the foregoing, the convict is hereby sentenced to 4 years imprisonment. The period on remand to be deducted.
Earlier this year, the same court sentenced Dennis Blessing, a pharmacist in Chenjojo, to 4 years in prison, while Tom Bwambale and 4 others received 3 years sentences for possession of government drugs and operating a business without a license. The public relations officer, National Drug Authority, Abias Ramwiri, says such prosecutions serve as a warning to others who steal drugs, leaving citizens to suffer or even die as a result.
National Drug Authority has been working with state to prosecute this case for now 11 months. AIP Kure was entrusted with the drugs which were supposed to be used by his colleagues, and he chose to steal.
The convict will serve his sentence at Chenjojo Government Prison in Nyamango.
Ekutosaku papapatetuwa musonga katino kulo mukaganga satunu mwezi guno gwa munana jangu kudamzu wota kuraga backgrounds tunyumirwe ngokuyingira jinja kube emitwalo 2 naye tiketi wogigulira ku MTN Momo ogifuna ku mutwalo gumu ye ya VIP ya mitwalo 3 katino nyiga *165*2 noti hash oba kozesa Momo app wegulire tiketi yo ku MTN Momo ku bei rahisi tosuwa abayimbi bonna ab'e Kampala n'ab'e Busoga papapatene tegekeddwa Douglas Rwanga ne kutusibwako MTN.
Together we're unstoppable.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF. Royal Challenge presents African Culture Show 2024. From 5th to 7th September, African countries will showcase their cultural lifestyles of food, dances, poetry, clothing, and we shall also have live African traditional performances. We shall be at Kololo Independence Grounds starting at 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. at only 50,000 shillings. Dressing code is African culture wear. Come see countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Egypt, Libya, plus visiting countries like Brazil, India, China, and many more, showcasing their traditional cultural lifestyles.
The East Africa UK Tourism and Culture Expo 2024 is here, happening on 8th and 9th of November 2024 under the theme Enhancing Tourism as Engine for Social and Economic Transformation on the sidelines of WTM London at the Rembrandt Hotel, 11th Thalo, PI South Kensington, London, SW7 2RS, United Kingdom. For tickets, exhibitors will pay £1,000 and participants will pay £300. For more information, call +256 787 096 100 or +254 795 806 969. Visit www.eaukTourismExpo.com to register.
Thank you so much, and still welcome back from that short commercial break. You're still watching UBC News Tonight. Now, the government of Uganda plans to open 2 additional border entry points at Mulwanda in Buhehe sub-county and Buteba in Buteba sub-county, both located in Busia district. These new border points aim to facilitate the movement of goods and services more efficiently. Now, during a verification exercise, Major General Apollo Kasita Gowa, Director of the Directorate of Citizenship and Immigration in the Ministry of Internal Affairs, revealed that the government has identified 72 gazetted entry and exit border points across the country, along with 336 porous entry points that are under review. Details for that.
The first Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for East African Community Affairs, Rebecca Kadaga, along with the Cabinet Secretary for ESC Regional Development, Penina Malonza, have visited the Uganda-Kenya one-stop border posts in Busia. During their tour, they engaged with stakeholders, government agencies, and the cross-border business community to assess the benefits of these border posts. As part of their visit, they conducted a verification exercise on 2 border routes in Busia and reviewed the compliance of local communities. The 2 representatives signed an agreement stating that the opening of additional border entry points is intended to reduce congestion at Busia Customs. During the verification exercise, Major General Apollo Kasita Gowa emphasized that the government has identified 72 gazetted entry and exit border points nationwide, which are scheduled for verification.
The compliance of also your neighboring host country, they have to be in agreement so that what you put in one country is also replicated in the other country to make it an official entry-exit points.
Deputy RDC for Busia District, Kanuna Grace, expressed optimism that the 2 new border points will boost business activities and enhance security along the porous Uganda-Kenya border.
We have a belief that if such points are gazetted, it is going to, of course, to improve on the security of Busia.
Kanuna also highlighted the challenges faced during border crossings, particularly during the rainy season when wetlands become habitats for wild animals like crocodiles. He eagerly anticipates the construction of the one-stop border post to address these difficulties.
Because in our observation today, we realize that these illegal entries are manned by our local leaders, the LC ones. But when you observe critically, vehicles enter in and they even move out of the country. But they don't have the capacity to ascertain what are they carrying. To me, I also saw it as a big problem, because now imagine LC1 manning a border point, which is not even gazetted. That is dangerous to the security of our country.
Charity Marine Imnat and Sando Martin, UBC News.
Moving on from that, Vice President Major Jessica Lupo has urged graduates from health institutions to continually seek more knowledge to improve the quality of their service to the nation. The Vice President's message was delivered by the State Minister for Health, General Duties Hanifa Banjarana Kawoya during the 2nd graduation ceremony of Alice Anume Memorial School of Nursing and Midwifery in Palisa, where over 1,000 students graduated in various health disciplines.
It was a moment of joy and celebration at Alice Anume Memorial School of Nursing and Midwifery in Palisa, as over 1,000 healthcare workers received their certificates and diplomas.
Thank you so much for coming.
The event also marked the commissioning of a storage building at the Institute, a ceremony presided over by the State Minister for Health, General Duties, Hajat Hanifa Bangirana Kaoya, who represented the Vice President.
Commission, Nora, approach community, teaching hospital.
In her speech, Vice President, retired Major Jessica Alupo, as read by the State Minister for Health, General Duties, Hajat Hanifa Bangirana Kaoya, encouraged the graduates to pursue further education to enhance their qualifications and remain competitive in the job market.
Continue and don't stop at the certificate, because very soon the certificates will phase out for the highest position.
She also advised the graduates to use the skills they have acquired to create their own employment opportunities, particularly if they are unable to secure positions in government health facilities.
Here, knowing that there is employment somewhere. Have you heard? When you walk out of here, know there is employment somewhere. And even if it is not there, know that you can employ yourself.
The Palisa District Health Officer, Dr. Godfrey Mulekwa, highlighted that the graduates are entering the workforce at a time when the district is facing a significant shortage of health workers.
As a district, our human resource for health stands at less than 35% according to the new structure. And as you may be aware, our disease burden has been increasing over time.
Some of the graduates expressed their gratitude and excitement upon completing their studies.
I'm too excited, extremely excited upon reaching this day, because really it has been very long.
A day like we have always been dreaming about since we began school. And yeah, being the start point, you know, it's a certificate. We keep learning each day.
As we send you to the world to work, do not go and practice what is not part of your profession.
Congratulations to all the graduates. Uganda is set to host the African Union Extraordinary Summit, which will focus on the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program. President Yoweri Museveni confirmed that the summit will take place in January 2025. Now, the announcement was made through the NRM Deputy Secretary General Rose Namayanja during a meeting with agricultural experts who were attending a validation workshop in Kampala.
Agricultural experts from the African Union convened in Kampala to validate the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Strategy. This meeting comes as the current strategy developed 10 years ago in Malabo, Equatorial Guinea is set to expire. During the workshop, President Museveni confirmed that Uganda will host the next summit in January 2025, with the announcement delivered by Rose Namayanja, the NRM Deputy Secretary General.
As you are aware, and has been mentioned here, the President met Her Excellency Ambassador Sako on the opening of this validation workshop and reiterated Uganda's readiness to host the African Union Extraordinary Summit that will discuss and adopt the strategy and action plan that you have validated during these 3 days workshop.
Rose Namayanja urged the African Union members to prioritize food security and sovereignty for Africans. She emphasized the importance of involving the youth in the agriculture.
I also hope that as we plan for the summit, we can bring on board the most critical section of the population on the continent, and these are the young people, the youth, to have active participation either through a pre-summit symposium aimed at showcasing successful stories of youth in agribusiness or as a side event.
The agricultural experts agreed that the new successor program should focus on increasing government budgets for agriculture, achieving food sovereignty for Africa, and boosting investments in the agricultural sector.
We are committed to supporting initiatives that channel significant financing into modernizing agricultural technologies, enhancing infrastructure, and building the capacities in our local communities, or to manage and prosper in sustainable agrosystems.
Prioritization of large-scale agroecological industrial projects can sideline smallholder farmers, particularly women. We demand a shift towards a truly inclusive policies that empower smallholders and protect them.
It's extremely important for us to make the best decision for ourselves, and that's why the mobilization of African centers of expertise, universities, research centers, and others is extremely important for them to be part of this movement, to connect.
The Comprehensive Africa Agricultural Development Program was first introduced 20 years ago, starting in Maputo, Zimbabwe. It is reviewed every 10 years, and Kampala will be the next host for this important discussion. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Kampala.
Uganda has slowly turned into a sports-loving nation, with many of the courses in love football, but now also fully embracing other sports, especially the marathons. The marathons in Uganda are several, but none so pronounced like the Tusker Light Rwenzori Marathon, whose 2024 edition has just ended, but drew people from all sectors that shared their experience. Take a look.
Now, in its third edition, the Tusker Light Rwenzori Marathon continues to flourish, with the numbers growing by the day. From the 800 athletes from 4 nations at the first edition to 2,000 from 17 countries last year, and now 3,700 athletes from 36 nationalities, the marathon's stature grows by leaps and bounds, and all this to Uganda's benefit.
You don't have many local runners, but I know that Kasese has been encouraging more local runners. I am hopeful that next year we'll get to see more local runners, maybe 1 or 2 winners in the 10K and 5K who should be local runners. But for me, the bigger picture is that we are marketing Brand Uganda. We are marketing the Explore Uganda campaign, which is part of the reason why the Rwenzori Marathon is taking place.
I want to confirm I ran 10 kilometers and I completed it, and I'm very sure I'm among the top 10 who completed 10 kilometers. If anyone can prove it, I have a chip. They can use this chip in their system to prove what number I am. And actually, I am interested about what I can say I am among the top 10. So I finished my race, but it's not about finishing. It's about the reason why we are here. Why we are here, first is the sports tourism. Number 2, we must appreciate sports tourism brings in more money into the country.
As the marathon grows, many journalists continue to take part of it, and this time not to write, but as participants, with lessons learned beneficial to many.
It's a good shot at countering adversity, because it's all about endurance, testing the human spirit, and actually getting the best version of yourself. For me, that's why I do it, but also to give you mental clarity and meeting people. Most importantly, the connection, social capital is so big.
I think it's very easy to underestimate the distance and say 5 kilometers can be done quite easily, but it wasn't. And it was a tough challenge, but I came with a goal of finishing, which I did, and I'm very proud of myself.
It is always a breathtaking experience to run, because the Rwenzori itself, the ranges are momentous in the world, one of the tallest ranges in the world. Today I ran 5 kilometers. The first edition I ran 42. I realized I can't manage 42 anymore. But it was good to see people of all ages, either gender, running and passionately.
Members of the public also partake of this marathon and have shared their experiences.
And I took on the 10 kilometers. I enjoyed, of course it was hectic, but since I've been doing a bit of practice, I have made it, and I am excited.
been a good activity. We're having fun and we are making our bodies. So it's been nice. So thank you for coming for the marathon. It was too funny. We are very happy. We also assume next year it should also come.
There was competition in the 42, 21, 10 and 5 kilometers, with the top 6 in the 42 and 21 kilometer categories getting cash prizes.
Lions Club of Kampala New Century led the District Governor District 411B by Lion Benon Katete Tumshabe, and he has donated books to the Kamocha Caring Treasure Center. Katete emphasized that the center has a bright future as it aims to transform lives and create opportunities for the slum youth. The donation aims at helping young ones read and gain knowledge about the world.
Find very useful youth who have turned around their lives. They are mentors, they are coaches of games here. There is a lot of going on in here. There is a lot of innovation. There is learning for children. Sports and games are the key thing. Chess, they have some of the world's best chess players in this place. So it has been a wonderful time here. As Lions, we exist for the less fortunate in communities, and we are here for that. The club has organized books from its members and its friends, and we have successfully donated them to the center. This is a wonderful place where I would like all people of goodwill to visit. There are many things to learn. There is a future for our children through games and sports, but we are keeping them locked in gates and, thinking they are secure. They have few life skills as opposed to children who are here playing. And as you can see,
having a Lions Club, it is very important to us at the center, because Lions Club they have been our partner for so many years, and they have been offering us social support, giving us books for library, giving us income generating activity for border. So we are glad that we have them today, and we're expected to have them more, because we still have a lot of things to work on. We need more funding, and they have good partners outside the country and even in the country as well. So we are expecting a lot from them. Thank you.
The Rotary Club of Ntinda recently inducted 11 new members and honored 2 major donors during a ceremony held at Nob View Hotel in Ntinda. The event, officiated by past District Governor John Magezi Ndamira, emphasized the importance of using one's profession to contribute to the growth of the club. The newly inducted members were encouraged to actively engage in the club's activities, while the long-standing members were recognized for their significant contributions to the Rotary Foundation. In his address, John Magezi challenged the Ntinda Rotarians to become ambassadors of the club by setting positive examples in their communities. And of course, the district chair, Catherine Barasa, also acknowledged the major donors for the generosity and continued support, which has greatly contributed to the club's success.
So you are an ambassador of this club into your communities.
Goal this year as the District 9213 is $700,000. And I'm happy to report that we are approaching $90,000 already, which is a very, very good start. And I congratulate all of you. And we encourage each and every Rotarian this year to give something to the foundation, because that's the engine that runs our work in the world. We do good in the world because of the Rotary Foundation.
Can you clap for the...
From the business desk, the UPDF Fisheries Protection Unit is set to establish a command center at Lake Wamala in Mityana district to combat illegal fishing activities. While addressing the fishing community at the lake, Lieutenant Colonel Masit Kahirwe, the unit commander, highlighted the negative impacts of using rudimentary fishing methods. Take a look.
The fishing community sensitization intends to promote recommendable fishing practices to improve fish yields and the fishing business on Lake Wamala.
as long as okukozesa ebikkirizibwa ku nyanja mukkirizibwa tetuze olumbubi tetuze ano kulwana nammwe bendeeta n'abaserikale baganda bammwe baana bammwe mukwatagane nabo mubasapootinge mujja kulaba ekinaavaawo muwamala timbasaba kyokka.
The Fisheries Protection Unit of the UPDF has called for community collaboration to ensure the increase of fish stocks on the lake.
But we are intending to create like 3 or 4 detaches that can cover the entire lake, because there is a lot of irregularities. It has been taking place, so it's the reason why we want to set up the detach.
Femuzei tatusindika kutta bantu atusindika kukuuma abantu be period n'ebintu bintu byabwe muwulidde temuli politics kino kye tulimu kwetuze bakuuma n'ennyanja yammwe kyokka.
To counter illegal fishing on Lake Wamala, the unit is to establish a detached command. The fishing community commits collaboration with the unit, though ask for more time of sensitization.
Singa pressure neba nene nnyo mu kiseera kino nga kitandikidde wano tulaba nga looni zigenda fiira yo febe nyini twefunemu obukyayi kayemba yali ono omulimu guweddewo tusobola okufunayo akaseera ako nemugenda nga mutusomesa mpolampola ngera mutugambye nga bigenda bikkakala mpolampola oba oli awo naffe tufune enteekateeka y'omwaka ogujja nga tumaze okumanya ekiriwo.
Okuva nga baba mukyakyalwanyisa envuba embi ng'obwo obutimba babuvuba wayise emyaka ndowooza 10 naye obutimba bukyalabika buyitawo yingira mu ggwanga ate nga tetukola butimba.
Ebugowola wana wale gimnatuuke mufune centers entuufu omuyinza okuteekera abantu ebyetaago byabwe tekone ebiwandiko nze njagala bane kutale kuba nkole ntya tuukirawa ekabala simanyi yona wana nze ndiwa kunyanja kudde mwekaddiye.
Lake Wamala is among the few landing sites without fisheries protection unit operations and is notably known for illegal fishing activities, especially presence of poor fishing gears. Abdu Nasir Lubwama and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
From the sports desk, Uganda has dominated swimming at the Federation of East African School Sports Association Games that have entered their final weekend at Bukedia Comprehensive School. Take a look.
Team Uganda retained both boys and girls gold and overall crown in the swimming competition held at the newly constructed swimming pool at hosting Bukedia Comprehensive School.
And off we go.
The one-day event saw only Uganda, Kenya and Burundi present competitors, with Uganda winning the majority of the gold medals over their perennial rivals Kenya. Uganda boys led the onslaught with eventual most valuable player Malcolm Nahamia scooping 3 gold medals, while team captain Ian Aziku got 2.
This is a big honor to be the captain of Team Uganda today. To see this piece of silverware, I'm very happy because this is the second year in a row, and this is second or third. I'm very happy about it, and we hope to do it again next year, over and over again.
Tyron Muganzi, Elijah Wamala, Eman Tumusimwe, Ryan Manisa, Akram Lubega, Kala Mugisha, Kyle Lugonjo and Tembo Katende all won their events for Uganda.
I'm so glad. I was actually the captain last year when we won it. This is my second time leading you guys to victory. I'm so excited. I'm happy for the new young kids that have joined us, as well as the old people who have been able to stay on top. I'm hoping that even in the future, even if I'm not around, they'll continue to maintain and they'll continue to win.
In the girls category, eventual most valuable player Rahman Nakasule won 3 gold medals, with a Sanford Charlotte getting 2, while Mary Payton Subi and Abigail Mwagale got to the podium with a gold medal. Uganda then dominated the swimming relays with 5 of the available 6 gold medals, with the other going to Kenya. Uganda boys are topped with 523 points, followed by Kenya with 482 and Burundi 198, while in the girls category Uganda had 545 points, Kenya 471 and Burundi 211. Meanwhile, it will be a Uganda affair in the netball semis on Sunday when holders Kitende meet Budo SS and St. Noah takes on Kawanda SS. In girls handball, Gombe SS will meet Kenya's MOURI girls, while Kibuli SS will take on Ugandan rivals Mbogo High. In boys 5-a-side basketball, holders Budo SS overcame Kenya's Leisa Hill 62-58 to make it to the semi-finals alongside host Amos College. In girls 5-a-side basketball, Ugandan side St. Mary's Kitende will on Sunday play Luwasa of Rwanda, and St. Noah will take on Kenya's Buruburu in the semis. In the 3x3 girls basketball, St. Mary's Kitende, the defending champions that finished second in Group A, will take on national rivals St. Noah in a highly anticipated semi-final. In boys volleyball semi-finals on Sunday, hosts Bukedia will take on Burundi's Lichi Technique St. Luke, while in the girls it will be a Kenya-Uganda affair where Bukedia will take on Kwanthanze and St. Elizabeth battles Kesogon.
We are so excited. We came into this championship with an aim to take it, and every step we take brings us closer to the trophy. So as volleyball girls and boys, we are so far qualified for the semi-finals. The girls play Kwanzanze, the defending champion, but we have the belief that we shall beat them on our way to the finals. We shall be able to take this trophy.
In boys football, there is an Eastern Uganda derby at the semi-finals as the hosts Bukedia Comprehensive and Amos College face off, while defending champions St. Mary's Kitende will play Kenya's Musingu. All the semi-finals are this Sunday, with the finals and closing ceremony set for Monday.
That's all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha with Mugalu Muhammad on Sign Language from the team, and I have a lovely night. Bye-bye.